Well, guys, it's that time. It's the same time every week. It's your newest episode of the O Show. We're here at the training ground. Let's get started. Well, guys, it was a fantastic weekend in E10 with a spectacular 3-1 win over Walsall. I've been watching the goals non-stop, especially that little Joe Widdowson one with his right foot. Let's watch the action again. As we said, what a fantastic performance, and that Joe Widdowson one from outside the box, oof, just the cherry on the cake. Now, Dale Gorman's been enjoying a pretty decent run in the first team recently, so let's go and see how he's been getting on. So we're joined now by Orient's tough tackling midfielder Dale Gorman. Dale, thank you very much for joining me, mate. Now, it's been a couple starts for you recently. You started at Northampton and Walsall at the weekend, and it's 2 wins. It must be good to be playing some football and winning as well.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, it's good to get back in the team, and obviously when you're winning, it sort of makes it easier for everyone. But listen, we've got 2 wins in our last 2 games, and we've played well, and I think we're starting to hit a bit of form, and probably had a good time really.
And it's obviously your second season now in E10. Your first pre-season was blighted by injury a little bit with your ankle. How important is it now to have A, that pre-season, and B, a run in the team to try and put a bit of form together personally?
Yeah, like you said, missing pre-season is something I never want to experience again. Probably people from the outside don't understand how hard it is to get back to that full match fitness when you don't have a pre-season and you're chucked in straight into proper games. Do you know what I mean? Whereas this season I've got a full pre-season, played loads of games obviously in pre-season. Worked hard for my chance. I've been sort of in and out at the start, and obviously I've got my chance back again, and I've took it so far. So yeah, I'm happy with it. So.
Yeah, and a lot of Warrior fans have been happy as well. And obviously back in League 2 as well from last season with that promotion. And it's a league you knew coming from Stevenage, where you played with Joby back then. But it's just still young as well. It's a good challenge for you now, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, it's a league that I'm used to. It's probably where I've played most of my football, in League 2. Yeah, I mean I don't really think about it too much. Do you know what I mean? There's not much really to say about the standard and stuff. It's just a game of football at the end of the day, and as long as you're prepared right for the game, then you'll be alright. And
from the outside, it seems as though you're surrounded by a good bunch in that central midfield position. You know, you've got Wright, who's joined us, and Craig from last season, and George Marsh on loan. It is on training every day. It must be good to play with them boys.
Yeah, of course it is. I mean, with the 4 of us, you've got good competition, good standard of obviously opposition, and that only helps the team and yourself personally from a selfish point of view. Yeah, I mean it's going good at the minute. I mean, like you said, Josh has been very good since he came to the club. Me and Craig have obviously got back to hitting a bit of form again now, and yeah, I mean it's good. It's working well at the minute.
And let's look at the actual game on Saturday briefly. We found ourselves 1-0 down at half time. There was a bit, people were down at half time, but the performance from that second half, the character that was shown, it was just a great performance, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I mean, we were 1-0 down at half time, but I never really thought that we were the worst team. Do you know what I mean? I thought we were well in the game, if not the better team at some points of it. But I mean, like you said, obviously 1-0 down at half time, there's no point going into the change room negative. Obviously, a few things happened in the change room where people were talking to each other, what we expect from each other, and it was always a positive thing. It was always, we can get back in this game, stick with each other, work hard, and obviously when you work hard you get your rewards. And thankfully Joe scores a shank, gets us back in the game and sort of gets us going, and then obviously 3 points, you know what I mean? So
very welcome 3 points as well. And we've got a couple of opportunities to add points to the board. 2 long away trips as well, which you're probably not looking forward to too much, going up north then down south. But it's got to be 2 tough games again, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is. Like you said, it's two away games, 2 teams that'll probably be up there at the end of the season. But listen, it's another game. We're in form now. We've 6 points out of a possible 6 from the league, and we're going to Grimsby Saturday knowing what we need to do, with a game plan in charge and setting out to get the 3 points. And
obviously at the time of recording, might have been announced by the time this show goes out, but a new manager's imminent. You know, the search has been going on, and that must be quite an incentive, knowing that going into the next 2 games.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously the new gaffer coming in, it's obviously 2 tough games for him to start with, I suppose. But like you said, it's one of them things where nothing's going to change mentality-wise. You know what I mean? We've got a good bunch, like I said to you, here, and listen, the new manager will come in and he'll have our full backing. Do you know what I mean? From the start, and we'll just obviously keep working hard like we have been doing.
Good, that's great stuff. Well, Dale, thank you very much for joining me today, mate, and best of luck for the 2 away trips.
Cheers, mate.
All right, Gaffer, thanks for joining us. You sit here as the new O's head coach. How does that feel?
No, really good. I'm really excited, very honoured as well to be given the job. So really looking forward to the challenges ahead.
And what was it that attracted you to Leyton Orient Football Club?
Lots of things really. I think obviously, there's a few people I've spoke to that know about Leyton Orient, and obviously that it seemed to be a real good family feel. Seems like there's good people in at the club. Location wise, just everything about it just seems to tick a lot of boxes. And like I said, I'm really lucky and really honoured to be here to try and push things forward.
And you obviously had a spell as a manager of Plymouth back in sort of 2013 time. Why do you think now is the right time to go back into first team management?
I just feel like I've matured. I've got better. I've learnt a lot. I think obviously looking back at the time, Plymouth, I was, too young, didn't have enough knowledge, and obviously hindsight's a wonderful thing. But at the time, it seemed the right thing to do. And obviously, you take all the experiences out of it and use it for your benefit going forward. But like I said, my journey since then has been a good one, and I've learned so much in 5-6 years that I feel like it's I'm a better person, better coach, better manager than where I was back in the Plymouth days.
So you've enjoyed 5 years at AFC Bournemouth, starting off as under-18s manager, fulfilling the role of under-23s manager, and then finally loans manager. Tell us about your journey and how you developed there. As a person.
I think, like I said, after coming away from Plymouth, I knew that I wasn't ready, didn't have the experience, and I think the best way to get that is actually to go out and coach. I was lucky enough to get the 18s job at Bournemouth, and then obviously learnt so much. You get a certain degree of allowing yourself to learn and make mistakes and kind of learning from them, and I've been very lucky that I was at a club with such good people around it, good coaching staff, where I was able to learn on a daily basis. So I think that stood me in real good test, to be able to take forward and actually work on your craft, so to speak, and to be able to get to the jump to the 23s as well was another step in that direction. So from my point of view, it's been great to be able to learn so much down that and use that going forward.
And it goes without saying that to work under one of the brightest young managers in England in Eddie Howe, and the team around him must have been a real learning opportunity for yourself.
Yeah, it was, and like I said, it's obviously well documented how good Ed is, but there's good other people there, and it's all the departments I kind of learn from. So, whether it's the coaches, analysts, sports science, physios. I was lucky in the loans department to see the other side of football and the business side with the CEO and Richard Hughes, the technical director. So I've been very lucky to be around good people and be able to take little nuggets from them and learn and kind of grow as a person, but as a coach as well, which is, it's been great.
And you joined Orient following promotion from the National League last season. It's been, we shouldn't shy away from it. It's been a difficult summer, but 4 wins, 4 draws, and 5 defeats hold the club in quite good stead. Are you excited about what you see?
Yeah, massively. I don't think I'd have taken the job if I wasn't. So obviously. It's been very difficult circumstances. I don't think anyone can imagine or try to imagine the dark times that the club and the people of the club have gone through. Obviously it builds a bond and a unity there that is very strong. I think it would be wrong of me to try and come in and try and be the same as Justin or kind of copy what he did, because he done such a fantastic job here. And obviously, although I didn't know him personally, I think I never heard a bad word about him, and everyone spoke so highly of him. So I'm just, like I said before, I'm very honoured to be able to try and continue the good work that he started, and the group and the players and the staff have carried on and try and carry that on and keep progressing forward. And
you would have watched a number of our most recent games, so you've seen enough you feel to hit the ground running when you get.
Yeah, I'd like to think so. So obviously, I think any team there's little bits that you want to work on and want to try and get better. I think there's always going to be a period of transition and assessment of the players and the way things are done, and putting certain ideas and implementing certain things on a day-to-day basis and a week-to-week basis. So, but like I said, from what I've seen to begin with, there's some real good people here, some good players here, and I'm looking forward to the challenge going forward.
So you have met Ross Embleton at this point, who's worked with Danny Webb and a former teammate of yours, Joby McAnuff, in leading the club forward in this interim period. They've done a cracking job, haven't they?
Yeah. Like I said before, that you can never kind of prepare for the circumstances that happened earlier in the season. So they've done a great job, and it just shows what good people, good morals they have, and the strong bond that everyone's got to kind of keep the club pushing forward in the face of adversity. So we've met, we've had a good chat. I think the way things have panned out, Ross will take Saturday's game away at Grimsby, and I'll obviously be there in the stand, just not to disrupt too much in a short space of time. But yeah, we've had some good chats and stuff, and we look forward to working with him.
And just finally, what's your message to the supporters following your appointment?
I think I'm very lucky that the Orient supporters are, they're very knowledgeable. I think they're very demanding. Do you know what I mean? Which I think is great, because it's the same as what I am. I want things done a certain way, and I think I'm the same as any fan really. You want to see exciting football. You want to see people working hard. You want to see heart on the sleeve, all that kind of stuff. I'm a fan as well. So I think I'm very lucky to be at a club where the supporters are, again, like I said, very knowledgeable, know what they like, and it's hopefully we can deliver that. And I think it's a massive bonus to the club that we've got such good loyal supporters that keep striving for this club to do well.
Well, guys, that's all we've got time for on today's episode of the O Show. Massive thank you to Dale Gorman for joining me, and of course it was great to hear from Carl Fletcher for the first time. Now I'll see you on Saturday in Grimsby. Up the O's.